Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rumbling coherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with the Outer Worlds blind. I'm still here on Eridanos, trying to solve the murder. I have had some trouble with combat. Oh, you know what? Actually, I should have slept. I have had some trouble with combat last time, so hopefully there's a stretch of the quest that doesn't involve combat, and maybe I can level up a little bit.
Hope you've been enjoying your stay.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Punch. You want a punch? We've got your punch right here.
No, there are those frenzied hosts even here. On the main grounds. Well, that's indeed pretty frenzied, I would say. Wait, so they're still fighting them. So is this going to be like a main plot point that they are going to encroach on all of those asteroids and try to take over? Supposedly she's somewhere over here. Thief's note. Sullivan, we've got a mark today from the bellhops. Green ship crate is in the back wall. Jewelry box should be here. Just take the whole thing. These folk are so rich they probably won't even notice it that it went missing. The fence in the warehouse should be buying. Make sure to keep the bellhops cut before you go spending. Wait, what happened with Felix has left the party? Why is that? Oh, because he's dead. Wasn't paying attention. Great. And by great I mean not really all that great, but She might actually be in here.
Inspector, you find my missing man?
Yes, he's dead.
Shit, that's fucking inconvenient. What happened?
He attacked Amelia Stillwell, who unintentionally killed him in self-defense.
No shit. I gotta tell you, Evan's never been written up for so much as an impolite look. He attacked her? You sure?
I'm satisfied that she's telling the truth because I do think it has to do with that parasite.
Damn. Okay.
Also, Evan was covered in slugs when I found him.
That's unusual, but I don't see how that factors in.
Well, you wanted facts. Me neither, but I intend to find out.
Good for you. That's a nice go-getter attitude you got there. I hope you do figure it out, but my involvement ends here. I gotta figure out who the fuck's replacing Evan. We're short-staffed as it is. A new day, a new pain in my ass.
Hope you've been enjoying your stay.
Rizzo's.
Corrosive weakness, no. Using the inhaler, any downed companions are revived with a small amount of health. That's actually pretty awesome. Especially in this mode, when they die permanently, because I imagine, why keep that perk if it wouldn't work? I imagine within that short time frame, while their portrait is still visible, but they have zero health, I can revive them. Rizzo's mascot. Confront the intruder.
Captain, on account of that huge mask cutting off his vision. You want to maybe let him know we're here?
Oh, sweet gibbering law! Where'd you come from? Sorry, let me just get back in character. Whoa, 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 it's not what it looks like.
Pretty sure it looks like Rizzo's mascot is in my room, going through my things.
Looks can be deceiving, friend. For example, what looks like misappropriation may, in fact, be a misunderstanding. I seem to have wandered into the wrong premises. I have mistaken this penthouse for the Rizzo's Rangers locker room on account of my headgear cutting off my peripheral vision.
I'm not going to hurt you, just relax and tell me, what are you up to?
Fair enough. You seem pretty decent. Also, you're guarding the only way out. I am acting on behalf of Mr. Black Hole Birdie, the Holmeister, the Hack Attack. I don't have a lot of time, but Mr. Birdie sent me to retrieve a message, something he recorded for Ms. Bellamy while he was off his kilter.
I am going to actually lie, because that's a well-known interrogation tactic, to pretend that you already know things so that they self-incriminate because they think you already know that anyway. You're out of luck. I found it already. It's pretty incriminating.
You found the recording? Oh well, that's just sweeter than a fistful of purple berry punch. Oh law, Birdie's gonna slaughter me like a woolly cow. Will you meet me later over at the pilot house? I swear, from the bottom of my employment contract, I will tell you everything I know about Ms. Bellamy's demise.
Tell me what you know now, or they'll have to rinse your remains out of that mascot outfit.
What? But I can't? Please don't hurt me. I'm sorry. I can't. Not here. I'm sorry. The Pilot House complex. Meet me there, and I'll tell you everything, I swear.
Well, that was freaking useless.
The Pilot House complex. Meet me there, and I'll tell you everything, I swear.
Anyway, I should have enough. What? Because, damn it. Because my bonus doesn't apply, because I technically don't have any companions with me when I'm in here, right? Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well.
I understand there was an incident at the orchards. The pollination cycle began without my authorization. The loss of so many mosquitoes will set back production at the orchards for weeks, if not months. I'm disappointed in you.
Mosquito reproduction rate is inversely proportional to its population. You'll recover.
I didn't know that. I appreciate your insight, Inspector. Something about this incident troubles me. The circumstances are suspicious. But let's concentrate on the matter at hand. Have you discovered anything?
Reach for a cigarette. The plot thickens, Administrator.
You have my attention.
Dr. Blossom is dead, murdered by an unknown killer.
That's deeply upsetting. Dr. Leora Blossom was an extraordinary scientist and a friend. We have a murderer on the loose, Inspector, as if the death of Halcyon Helen wasn't enough of a blow to our facility.
She was in trouble when I found her. The other workers turned violent.
Her commitment to her NDA was admirable. I'll make sure to accelerate the payout of her death benefits to her next of kin.
All I know is that she recognized the killer.
Interesting. The Rizzo's family is a small family, Inspector. Most of us recognize one another. Still, any information is good information. It troubles me to believe Leora could have been murdered by one of our own. If there's anything else you'd like to share, you have my attention.
Helen insisted on touring the RRDD lab.
Insisted? That's interesting. We'd scheduled a tour of the lab for Helen. Purely a public relations event to be held sometime in the indeterminate future. Then again, Helen and I were not well acquainted. I can't speak to her intentions.
What were you going to show her during the tour?
Little of consequence. We'd tour the grounds, pause at some locations appropriate for a portrait, let her shake hands with our scientists. Public relations.
She spent a little time at the orchards. I found evidence that she was at a picnic.
A picnic? I don't recall approving a private social gathering at the orchards. I'll have to make a note of this information. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Was there anything else?
Someone stole data from one of your terminals in the R&D.
That's troubling, to say the least. Any transfer of proprietary data is strictly prohibited without my permission.
You can't steal that much data without an expensive cartridge. Our thief had resources.
A clever deduction, Inspector. That gives us a little information to work with.
That happened just before the mosquito attack. Someone was trying to stop me.
Yes, I share your suspicions. Someone didn't want you following their trail. This feels like more than corporate espionage. Someone's playing with us, Inspector. And I have never in my life enjoyed games. Did you discover anything else?
That's it.
This incident at the orchards must be connected to Helen's murder somehow. I don't know how, but I feel it in my marrow. My apologies, Inspector. This case is under your jurisdiction, not mine. I leave it in your hands. When you're ready, I suggest a word with the hotel coroner. She should have finished her autopsy by now.
Hey, why was there a suspicious mascot in my room?
Why was there a suspicious-looking mascot in your room? I'm afraid I don't understand. Is this the lead-up to a joke?
There was a Rizzo's mascot poking around in my room. I'd like to know why.
I don't know why there was a mascot in your room. The Grand Colonial doesn't offer that kind of room service, I think.
He had some pretty interesting things to say about Black Hole Bertie.
Such as?
I'll share my details when I'm ready.
Fair enough. As always, I appreciate your discretion. In any case, let me apologize for this unfortunate business. I'm sure this mascot meant no harm.
I'll take your word for it.
Was there anything else?
You know what? I will actually put hack to 80, because I think getting those messages might be useful to the case. Because obviously that was her terminal. Description error, message corrupted, displaying recovered data. Knows the truth, please hurry, don't know how much longer I can keep. To Bellamy Ruth from unknown. Okay, that wasn't as revealing as I would have liked, but before I go speak to the coroner, I will go to meet the mascot. And to be honest, before even doing that, I think I am going to wrap up things in the orchards, which involves this. Unfortunately, it only also involves a high risk of death, but it is what it is. I would like to finish all of the quests here on Eridanos, if it can be helped.
You've been staring at me rather blankly for quite some time now. Am I meant to believe that mosquitoes do not have individual employee numbers?
No, they do, but that's the problem. How are we supposed to know which ones tried to sting you and which ones didn't? I just got a list of ID numbers. Honestly, sir, I'm not comfortable with generalizing like that.
Oh, great. That's the mosquitoes, right? How tough are they? Should be manageable.
Rizzo's would be remiss to fail to mention the Orchard Storage Warehouse. Without this impressive-looking building, there would simply be no orchards. Gaze in amazement at the impressive construction of the front door, the sleek roof and glittering piping, the lush walls keeping this gem hidden from the rest of the orchards. This warehouse is truly, truly a wonder. One can only guess at the secrets contained within.
Someone needs to get to hive control to shut down the swarms. Someone needs to get to hive control to shut down the swarms.
Yeah, but aren't you one of the people I should talk to?
Someone needs to get to hive control to shut down the
Seemingly you are.
swarms.
But you don't want to talk to me now. Please do not attempt to lick any part of the storage building. Most components contain at least 40% cyanide. Yarbo, I must admit that when your old superior described you as a misanthropic, law-damned redacted, I did not expect you would ever acclimate to the position so many others have loathed. Productivity is an all-time high, and what's more, you have not only impressed many visitors with your wonderful attitude, but you also somehow seem to get along well with the mosquitoes. At least, they haven't killed you yet. I would like to offer you an unprecedented reward, a one-time 15-minute break, to be taken at your discretion. Well done. Overseeing Orchardist Hathaway. The purple berries are growing a heck of a lot faster than the automechanicals can pick them. I should be mightily perturbed by what we're wasting, but since I had the treatment, all I felt is glad about things. Goodness, the promotion sure was a life changer. Speaking of, Rudy, I have a feeling you're reading this. Caught a couple of times, peering at me from behind hedges and the like. How about you swing by my shack and we bury the hatchet? I'm a changed man since you recommended me for the promotion. Got a bottle of Spectrum vodka that we can share, and chapter of the brand new Halcyon Helen cereal. Knew you never liked that, so I got advanced copies. Welcome to Rizzo's inventory records, the sweetest inventory records in this side of Eridanos. Please do not lick this terminal, you will be electrocuted. Current inventory, Gardner Automechanical, 23 or so, beat up. Mosquitoes keep stinging these, breaking their stingers and dying. Should probably keep them separate. Mock apples and purple berries, a heck of a lot, hard to count. Do we really got to number every single fruit? We've got more than enough. Mosquitoes, a couple hundred hives, real grumpy, won't get stuck by those. Spectrum vodka, all colors, one left. One shipment to the puzzle hedges, one to the nut hut. Swing by the nut hut with some of my savings later. Been a long wig. So Jacob, a quick rhetorical. Let's say rhetorically that one of the Wilderness Exploration Reserve keepers got drunk and he thought he would indulge himself in some after-hours hunting. Let's say that he theoretically released our primals, and those primals theoretically proceeded to beat him to death with his own rifle and then escaped to the orchards. Obviously I'm just worrying for the sake of worrying, but if something like that were to happen, and I'm not saying it did, especially since such a screw-up could cost me my job, theoretically Rizzo might have tested some of their products on these primals, and the primals have got an acquired taste for Rizzo's booze. Booze that I know you have stocked in the orchards. Look, if you see any wayward primals, and I'm not saying that you will, please, for the love of God, send me a message.
Someone needs to get to hive control.
Okay, so it seems I need to take care of the swarm business before she will talk to me. But I'll double back to the shack because it's pretty close.
Unless someone aborts the pollinization cycle. How exciting!
Okay, so no one will really talk to me until I resolve this. can't really see it. Yeah, but the perk does work as advertised, which is pretty great actually. That should make my life a lot less frustrating.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis. This discarded canister is typical of the R-mounted storage tanks on the Orchard's agricultural mechanicals. However, it is not currently attached to a mechanical. This canister contains a high amount of vinegar in addition to water. Warning. Use of vinegar, a known herbicide, on purpleberry saplings is a violation of Rizzo's agricultural standards.
Initiate a deeper chemical analysis.
Chemical makeup of substance. 50% water, 50% vinegar. Trace amounts of woolly cow feces also detected.
The feces in the canister was likely used as a fertilizer for the saplings. By the readout, it seems that the fertilizer has been here for approximately as long as the vinegar. Where are those canisters usually kept?
These canisters can typically be found in the nursery storage building in the Purpleberry Orchards, except for this one, which can be found here.
Okay, they're both in this direction. Purpleberry processing.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This console is 95% non-functional. Remaining 5% functionality stems from display reading console non-functional. Cause of shortout is most likely related to purple residue splattered all across the keyboard.
Looking at console tells you not much. There are a lot of buttons.
Substance contains trace amounts of purple berries, fruit flavors, and artificial sweeteners number 35, number 49, number 240, number 322, number 314, and many, many, many others.
Warning! Germs ingested. Warning! Germs detected in oral cavity. Warning! Germs detected in digestive tract.
It's super sugary with a sweet tang of purpleberry and a bunch of other tropical flavors all mixed together. Meshes well with the faint flavor of oil. Okay, but I still need to take care of the hives, and I'm not exactly sure how to do that right now. Because I guess I'll just walk around. Because there were talks of it has an electric fence around it, so it shouldn't be that difficult to find. The hive to the left somewhere. Okay, there's an electric fence right there.
Trying to neck me with your sorrow? Oh yeah, that's funny. Can't get away from... I just wanted to make you... I have no idea what these are. I'm not sure
Sterling.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Abort the polarization cycle. Check recent activity. The last activity recorded exceeds this system's 2 weeks threshold and has since been purged. Hilda. Generally, when two co-workers get blasted out of their minds on Spectrum vodka, and one of them makes a joke about how wild it would be if someone put wasps and mosquitoes together, he doesn't wake up the next day with a promotion and a couple hundred rabid insects on the back porch. I can appreciate a good joke as much as the next guy, but I get a message earlier today about making sure I increase quarterly yields, and it wasn't from you. If you're obliged to, I don't know, bail me out sooner than later, I would be most obliged. Hilda, I'll put it bluntly, this place is a bad key press away from a total disaster. Earlier today I accidentally selected the begin pollination cycle function on this terminal. The cycle just activated, no password protection, no confirmation, nothing. And it so happened that there was a scheduled tour making its way through the orchards about that moment. Somehow that idiot groundkeeper exterminator mechanicals got activated, giving the mosquitoes something to sting that wasn't the tour group. The people barely got away with their lives, and I don't think they will be so lucky next time. My supervisor has apparently scheduled for me to get some kind of a standard medical treatment, but when I come back I will have a message. I better have a message from you apologizing for not responding to my messages and containing an immediate transfer to somewhere that isn't here. I've had enough. Hilda, I reread my last message to you, and I feel I owe you the deepest and most heartfelt of apologies. I have been such an entitled boor since I received this promotion. In reality, I should have been thanking you. To oversee the day-to-day and coming and going of the creatures as majestic as those mosquitoes is a great honor. Congratulations on your promotion, by the by. I would have never thought I'd be mad, especially considering how central... I would have thought I would be mad, considering how central my mosquitoes were to your new position, but since that treatment I found it difficult to stay mad about much anything. I hope you enjoy Byzantium. Oh, I can't... This multi-purpose tool would be nondescript anywhere else, but there's something strange about it. The casing is pockmarked and scratched. It's well used. You also notice an inch-long steel panel haphazardly nailed to its side.
Tool is comprised of 99% plastic, 0.5% steel, and 0.5% carbonated sugary beverage. Trace amounts of kerosene, alcohol, hydrazine, and liquid hydrogen also detected.
Awaiting response from customer.
There were fuel traces on this multi-tool. Hate to say it, but I don't think I learned a whole lot about where this originated.
From high-pressure acid cannons to weapons-grade steel wool, every SAM unit comes equipped with the right tools for the job.
Yeah, to be honest, that's about that cancelled objective anyway from the previous quest.
Hey! Oh, wait. I'm supposed to say the slogan. Okay, you can do this, Anna. Here goes. It doesn't matter if you're you or me. We're all part of the Rizzo's family. How was that?
It was really... It rhymed.
I don't think that was a Rizzo slogan, or any company slogan for that matter.
Ouch. Well, your candor's appreciated, even if it means I'll have to hit the books even harder tonight. I'm sure you've guessed it, but I'm not the best at remembering slogans. And when I can't remember them, I tend to just make them up. But I guess that's why I'm just an intern and not a full-timer. At least, not yet.
Any sign of a beleaguered actor running around?
Oh yes. I thought I saw someone who looked self-important enough to be her by the conservatory some time ago. Not to speak ill of the dead. I simply never liked the way she stole the limelight from the true star. Burbage 3001.
Well, that's show business.
I suppose so. I also suppose Helen won't be stealing the limelight ever again.
You haven't been causing trouble in the orchards, have you?
What? No, that's ridiculous. I can't tell you I've never made any mistakes, but it'd be pretty hard to keep my job if I were trying to break everything. Though there was the time I tried to fix a broken hinge on one of our mosquito hives and released a swarm. Chased me around the orchards 3 times before I managed to get help.
Considering the whole sting you to death thing, I feel like you got off easy.
Don't I know it? Worker friend of mine ran afoul of one of the swarms and had to get new kidneys. Not due to renal failure, but because the mosquitoes kept stinging his kidneys. Don't worry though, mosquitoes are typically only about when living folks aren't in the orchards.
So what happens if the mosquitoes get out during visiting hours?
I am contractually obligated to tell you that mosquitoes never get out during visiting hours. But when they do, the only way to get them to return is to go directly to hive control and activate emergency recall. Which isn't easy, considering all the hives near control. But this is all a departure from what I wanted to say. I've been trying to help the orchards, not harm them. Hold a moment. You haven't found anything, have you?
I find... seems a bunch of our exterminators' automechs went on the warpath. Know anything about that?
Well, yes. The orchards are becoming overrun with pests. Usually we give workers handguns and tell them to go to town, which results in many injured workers and a few dead sprats. Our exterminator automechs only kill mosquitoes, and even then, only if an exec somehow ended up in the orchards during a pollinization cycle. So I decided to do some reprogramming. The reprogramming was easy until I locked myself out of the terminal. Then, when I was running away from the bots, I dropped the terminal access card somewhere in the orchards.
The bots were shooting anything larger than a mosquito. Must not have recalibrated targets.
Believe me, I know that now. Guess I did sort of mess that one up.
I found a toxic mix of fertilizer and weed killer on some purpleberry sapling. Thoughts?
Why should weed killer affect saplings? Weed killer. It's in the name. It should kill only weeds. That really seems like it's more on product design than on me.
I found a strange substance on the processing console. That has something to do with you?
Well, maybe. I might have had a supersized cup of mixed purpleberry punch and lemon slap that I might have knocked over when I was running routine diagnostics. Look, I know what you're thinking, but I have the proper permit to mix those drinks. I just left it in my other work uniform.
This is why you should only ever carry one set of clothes.
Hey, we have a lot of uniforms. It's hard keeping track of all your belongings.
You're more upset about the mixed drink than the fried console?
Product experimentation without an R&D license is even more severe than damage to company property. Wouldn't want anyone thinking I'm making black market mixed drinks.
You should really just come clean.
But there's nothing to come clean about. I've just been doing my best out here.
Don't think I've met an intern before.
It's not so different from being a regular worker, just with less pay and less respect. Oh, it's also more dangerous than traditional employment. You don't have the experience to back up your work yet, but being fired isn't any less threatening. Work-wise, I do a bit of everything. The orchards have been short-staffed as long as I've been working here. So if there's an odd job around, it usually gets passed to me.
How did you get your position?
Laws, you've got a sixth sense for finding the most embarrassing question, huh? My mother is the Rizzo's assistant vice president of flavor testing. She set me up with this position, mostly to keep me from troubling her work, I think. Consequently, I don't always feel like I deserve to be here. All the more reason to work harder, I say. Happy to enlighten you on the fascinating world of internships. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Unless you already have, and I've forgotten. In which case, I probably won't forget a second time.
Okay, I will rat her out, because it is her fault, ostensibly. Now, there's a question, what will the corporation do to her as a punishment? Still. That could have possibly killed people, what with the mechs and all that.
You're back, I see. Glad Slug hasn't managed to scare you off.
I think it's more of a wonder that nothing in these law-forsaken orchards has managed to kill them.
How's the investigation going? You got a complete report for me yet?
I've completed my investigation.
Alright, let's hear the details.
A drink was spilled over the processing console, shorting it out.
A drink? I ain't never heard of no saboteur dumping drinks all over equipment to destroy it. I hate to say it, but that sounds more like worker carelessness.
How many times do I have to tell you this, old man? Slug isn't behind your problems. Slug wouldn't even need to cause you problems. Your own workers do enough.
A herbicide was mixed in with the fertilizer, which ended up killing the sapling.
Ha! Knew Slug was behind the damn sabotage.
Please. We're subtle, but that's too subtle. If we wanted to destroy your saplings, you'd have known them by the blackened remnants of their stems, not some half-assed poisoning.
I took care of the roaming exterminator automate.
Huh. You didn't destroy any of them? Reckon I would have lost that bet. Thanks.
One less expense for you to explain to your bosses, Hathaway. Lucky you.
So what were the fine details of the sabotage anyhow? Were Slug's lackeys trying to get the mechanicals to kill all our waspitos?
You're worried that Slug is trying to mess with your livelihood?
Of course. And what better way to do that than by targeting our pollinizers? They'd be a hell of a pain to kill manually. But if you set the mechanicals to do it...
In your delusional fantasy, the waspitos wouldn't be out until next pollinization cycle. Wouldn't someone notice the rampant mechanicals beforehand?
That seems like a question you should be asking yourself.
Well, that seems like a stretch, especially because I know who did that.
I mean, a Slug agent could have initiated
Unless,
hive
I guess...
with the intent to initiate a pollinization cycle and stop it just as quickly. Maybe they were just gonna do it later.
Stop wasting everyone's time, Hathaway. What you're proposing is infinitely less likely than an idiot maneuver by one of your incompetent workers. I won't hear any further slander. let's go through this one final time so even you can't confuse it, Hathaway. Slug didn't do a damn thing to your orchards. You're chasing ghosts.
Talk about ghosts all you like, but someone was screwing with my orchards. If it wasn't Slug, then who the hell was it?
Anna Summers caused you problems, but she didn't do it on purpose.
Summers? The intern? I didn't really take her for a meddlesome type. But now that I think about it, that's why she'd be a perfect saboteur. I'll deal with her later. Right now, we of the orchards have to settle things with Slug. I reckon that you're about as impartial a third party as we're gonna get. Can you mediate?
Ah, what the hell. The orchardist seems to get off on complicating what should be a simple deal, but at this point, I just want to be paid and go. The pollen in the air is agitating.
Rizzo's will have bits to spare after the Brown unveiling. Could pay you then, with interest.
Never like paying bits if I ain't gotta, but you're right. If we get production finished now, we'll be able to pay later. Thoughts, Slug Boy?
I think that's the first interesting suggestion I've heard since our back and forth began. Slug can wait for an increase in costs. I hope we won't have this conversation again.
Now that that's out of the way, we can discuss the intern. If she was really causing all that trouble, I will delight in severing her from her job.
Your intern confessed to being inept. She honestly seemed like she just wanted to help.
Even if I were inclined to believe you, that's some damn severe incompetence you're talking about. I still wouldn't want someone like that working the orchards.
Well, perhaps you could be of use to each other.
What the hell are you proposing? Let her burn the orchards down while I stand behind her and applaud? We ain't got nothing to exchange.
Well, maybe having an ally here would make your job less miserable.
Or it would give me a weak spot to be exploited by my enemies. Ah, sod it. Maybe you're right. I hate having to look over my shoulder. Use your pay, with a little extra for getting to the bottom of things. It's gonna be real interesting in the orchards for the foreseeable future. Thanks, I guess.
Plus 20% damage whenever you are affected by a harmful combat effect. I thought just flat out, but... Headshot kills explode, damaging nearby enemies. It's pretty cool. But I will get this bonus armor, additional armor bonus and skill bonus. It seems like it could stack up positively.
You're back! We just got a new shipment of Rizzo's mock apple cider. It's hard. Wait, was that the slogan? Never mind. Now I'd love to get you something. Maybe a couple somethings? Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price.
Have you sold any Spectrum from the storage warehouse shipment?
Wow, what a strange question. I'm much too delighted to be suspicious. I sold lower-level Spectrums to workers from RR&DD Labs, Hive Control, and the Conservatory. Jacob's predecessor also splurged briefly on a bottle beyond his pay grade, and Black Hole Birdie bought my most expensive Spectrum when he visited. I wish he'd bought more. Oh, if you're looking for your own Spectrum, remember that you can always buy from the Nut Hut or the Grand Colonial Bar, so long as you have the bits to back up your taste.
I'll buy a bottle of each.
Rizzo's not apple cider. A hard cider for a hard
I just want to be your friend!
Rizzo Spectrum Vodka. Aftertaste the rainbow.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, for the love of God! I have to redo everything. Oh, wiggle the nails out? Why do I have bonus dexterity now? The nails aren't as well set as they look, making it simpler enough to wiggle them free. As the panels fall, you notice that it was hiding a slug logo. So someone from Slug tried to kill me, possibly.
Response from customer.
It's likely that whoever released the mosquitoes was a Slug employee.
Or maybe they were close to somebody who was a Slug employee.
There were traces of fuel on the multi-tool, could be from the docks or the distillation station.
Yeah, I figured those waspitos didn't escape by accident.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This cause... Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis.
Hey,
It was...
let me. Don't. Well, but this. The.
This...
Hey.
You're back. Huh? In... Let... Right. So, no.
Now. Oh.
Okay, you know what? Better safe than sorry. I'll just... but first, I think I might be able to open that safe. Yeah, better safe than sorry. I'll just travel back and save. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!